Yo, what's good, Jets Nation? This is Richie from Jets Media, bringing you guys my flight preview to the Arizona Cardinals versus New York Jets game that will be kicking off this Sunday at 1 o'clock at MetLife Stadium. As we know, Sam Darnold will be not playing and Joe Flacco will be replacing him. Some positive news, Le'Veon Bell looks like he'll be making his return from IR. And yeah, this Jets team is getting a little bit healthier, but obviously not at the same time because Sam Darnold is not going to be playing. And unfortunately, it does not look like rookie left tackle Mekhi Becton will be playing. So this is going to be a very interesting game. Before I hop into the video, I just want to mention, if you guys are interested, I posted my NFL Week 5 predictions video on my other channel on Touchdown Kingdom. So make sure you go check it out and smash that like button if you enjoy the video and subscribe to that channel as well. I'd appreciate that a lot. With that being said, let's jump right into my flight preview. So, the New York Jets, they're coming off a embarrassing loss against the Denver Broncos on primetime football to a third-string quarterback. Inexcusable loss. That was probably the only game where I felt confident of winning. And now we're going up against a Arizona Cardinals team who started off 2-0, and now they lost 2 straight, and they're now 2-2 on the season. So they're hungry for a W, and they have an explosive offense with Cliff Kingsbury calling the shots, with superstar wide receiver Deandre Hopkins, dual threat quarterback Kyler Murray. So, our defense has been struggling. We got beat up by a third-string quarterback, and now we're going up against Kyler Murray. We did pick off Brett Ripien 3 times, but he did beat us way more than that. It felt like this defense was non-existent. We could not get to the quarterback. We could not cover the receivers, and we barely stopped the run. Melvin Gordon ran all over us. He had 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards. So our defense does not look good, and hopefully someone could step up, because it's really interesting because this defense is healthy. There's not a lot of injuries on this defense. I know Bless Austin's dealing with something, but overall, our defense is healthy. Our offense is not healthy. So it's interesting because you would think if our defense is healthy, we should be performing at a high level with Greg Williams, but Greg Williams has not really been coaching this team right so far. They're undisciplined. They're getting roughing the passer, penalties, holding, pass interference, all these crazy nonsense, and this Jets team has to get more disciplined. So going up against the Arizona Cardinals is going to be a crazy game going into what I expect from Joe Flacco. I hate to say it, but Joe Flacco is a better fit in Adam Gase's offense than Sam Darnold. And no, that is not a knock on Sam Darnold whatsoever. An Adam Gase offense is kind of like the classic 10 years ago type of offense where you need a quarterback that's stationary in the pocket and is a pocket passer, sits in there, scans the field, finds the open man, and delivers the ball quickly. Sam Darnold is more of a guy that loves to get on the run, loves to use his legs, loves to avoid pressure and create something out of nothing. And that's not what Adam Gase's offense is built around. It's built around a stationary quarterback. And, a lot of people, Peyton Manning had his best career under Adam Gase. And I'm not giving Adam Gase any credit for that because that was all Peyton Manning. That was at his peak of his career. But a Peyton Manning is a perfect example of someone that thrived in Gase's system. He's a stationary pocket presence quarterback who does not move, and he just gets precise down the field. Sam Darnold is not a pocket passing quarterback. He can do it, but he is way better at avoiding pressure and getting on the move. And it's frustrating that Adam Gase did not maximize Sam Darnold's strengths. Way more bootlegs, way more getting him on the run, way more read options. I mean, we saw what Sam Darnold did with his legs against the Broncos. He had a ridiculous 45-yard touchdown run, and it's crazy how Gase does not adjust his system to his quarterback strengths. Now he has Joe Flacco, who's been in the league for a long time. He's a Super Bowl MVP. He's a veteran. I know it feels refreshing that we don't have Luke Falk back there, so it's not like, wow, this is completely caked. I don't even care. This is one of the worst quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, Luke Falk. But now we have a veteran quarterback in Joe Flacco who understands the game of football, understands defenses, and, it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. I think that Joe Flacco is going to have a decent game because, like I said, he is a way better fit in Gase's system than Darnold, and that's so upsetting because why would you bring in Adam Gase if he's not going to maximize his young quarterback's strengths? And it's really infuriating because you guys know me, I'm a big Sam believer, I'm a big Sam fan, and I strongly believe if they actually have a brilliant offensive mind coaching Sam Darnold, whether it's on the Jets or a different team, they will get the maximum potential out of Sam and clean up his inconsistency problems and all that stuff. But Sam Darnold's out for this game, so I'm going to be really focusing in on Joe Flacco and what I expect from him. A big positive, like I mentioned earlier, Le'Veon Bell's coming back. We need to get the run game involved heavy. And unfortunately, Mekhi Becton does not look like he'll be playing as well. That's another thing that Adam Gase did wrong last week. I mentioned it in my video yesterday. Why are you subbing in Mekhi Becton if he's injured? And now he's re-injured, and he might be missing a way more time because of that. And it's unfortunate because we need Mekhi Becton if we want to establish any sort of run game, because our offensive line is nothing without Mekhi Becton. George Fant is definitely a positive. Those two guys on the tackles positions are our best offensive linemen by far. And Conor McDermott's going to be at that left tackle. He's terrible. He really is bad. I hope George Fant can slide to that left tackle if he is that versatile. I know he played some left tackle in Seattle, but Conor McDermott was getting bullied by Bradley Chubb against the Broncos. When Mekhi Becton was playing against the Broncos and he was injured, Mekhi Becton was dominating, even with an injured shoulder. So that just tells you how tough Mekhi Becton is. I hope this is not a long-term injury. I hope he can just get that strength back and he can be back within a couple weeks, because we need Mekhi Becton getting reps and healthy and durable, because he is probably our only strong suit on this team. So what do I expect from this Jets defense to contain this Arizona Cardinals offense? This is going to be insane, because the Jets defense is known to not be able to stop dual threat quarterbacks, and Kyler Murray is one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in the league. He is known for getting these crazy touchdown runs, juking people out in open space, and this Jets team on defense cannot tackle, and it's insane. So it's going to be a really crazy game. What do I expect from Greg Williams? You know what? We need to get pressure on Kyler Murray. It feels like every single flight preview I've ever made so far this year, I said the same thing: get pressure on the quarterback, and it never happens. One bright spot on defense I will mention is undrafted rookie Bryce Huff. Definitely looks like the real deal for an undrafted guy. He is number 47, and I love that he's getting reps. He's opposite side of Jordan Jenkins. He looks like he's a high energy, and for an undrafted rookie, you cannot expect more from him. He's all over the field. He's getting to the quarterback. He does not have a sack yet, but he has tackle for losses, so that is a bright spot. Quentin Williams was disruptive in the run game, and he had that sack late in the game that got called back from a face mask, and that was unfortunate, because that would have sealed the game if that was not a face mask and Quentin Williams got that sack. But our defensive line has been playing decent against the run, but we need to get more to the quarterback. The negative part about this defense is definitely the secondary. The miscommunication back there is inexcusable. Way too many open guys. Bradley McDougald is not looking good. Pierre Desir had the craziest cornerback game I've ever seen of inconsistency. 2 interceptions, a pick 6, and gave up 2 touchdowns, got mossed. He was really good and terrible at some points. It's like, what were you, Pierre Desir? Are you good or bad? Like, make up your mind. So it's really interesting. Undrafted rookie Lamar Jackson, he subbed in for Bless Austin because he was injured. So our secondary is banged up, and that is definitely a huge negative for this team. We need to get more consistently back there, because if we cannot cover downfield and we cannot get pressure on the quarterback, our defense is going to get torched all day. So that is not looking good. On the offensive side of things, can Chris Herndon do something? He's probably the biggest disappointment of the year. Going into the year, we expected Chris Herndon to be the number 1 target on offense, and he is doing really bad. He had a lot of drops in the end zone against the Niners, a drop against the Broncos. He's not involved in the offense. Adam Gase isn't giving him, the proper routes, and it's frustrating. One big positive is Jamison Crowder really looks like the real deal, because in 2 games starting, he had over 100 yards in both, and he is like 7th in the league in slot receivers in yardage, and he's only played 2 games. So Jamison Crowder is the real deal. Another positive is Jeff Smith. He looks like he's really good. I mean, we saw him in training camp. A lot of people were talking about him. He got hurt. So for Jeff Smith to come in against the Broncos in his season debut and put up 7 receptions and 80 yards, that's really good for Jeff Smith. Also, Vincent Smith, he is finally practicing. I don't expect him to be active, but he is getting healthier, so maybe he'll be back next week, so that is a positive sign. Brashad Perriman, he's also not practicing as well. So we're somewhat getting healthy, and obviously we got to mention rookie wide receiver Denzel Mims. He got elevated off the IR. He's eligible to be elevated off the IR, but apparently he's still battling a hamstring injury, so he will not be playing, and he's not practicing, which is really concerning. I don't know what's going on with Denzel. He's a big promising rookie, and we need him out there getting rookie reps, because we need him to break out next year for this offense, because he has all the talent in the world to be a number 1, number 2 receiver, but he just can't get on the field because of these hamstring injuries, and it's so frustrating as a Jets fan for him to see him not be able to go out there and play football, because I think he has so much potential. It's really frustrating. It really is. I'm just hoping that Denzel Mims can get healthier by at least next week or the week after that, because we definitely need to see our rookie wide receiver get out there on the field and see what he's got. So overall, this team is looking like we're going to lose. I'm not going into this game with any sort of optimism that we can beat this Arizona Cardinals team. I think that their offense is dynamic, and I think Cliff Kingsbury is a great offensive mind. And how are we going to guard DeAndre Hopkins? Who is going to be on him? I feel like he's going to have a 150-yard day with 2 touchdowns. I don't have any confidence in his defense and our offense. It's going to be interesting to see what Joe Flacco can do. Like I mentioned earlier, I think Joe Flacco will definitely have a decent game. He might have a couple turnovers, but I think he's going to throw a couple touchdowns as well. And I want to see Le'Veon Bell get the ball and have high volume reps. I do not want to see Frank Gore get the ball all the time. It's so frustrating as a Jets fan to see a 37-year-old running back get the ball when we have a rookie in LaMichael Pirine who looked really good in training camp and he's not getting the reps. We cut Kalen Ballage, so let's get the ball to Le'Veon Bell and LaMichael Pirine. When we're on the goal line or it's 3rd and 1 or short yardage situations, that's when you sub in Frank Gore. We do not give Frank Gore the ball on a 2nd and 10 up the middle or a wheel route in the red zone. It's just inexcusable from Adam Gase, and I feel like Adam Gase is just loving life right now. Think of it. We have a 35-year-old quarterback, Joe Flacco, a 37-year-old running back, Frank Gore, and our number 1 receiver is a 32-year-old Chris Hogan. I mean, are you kidding me? That is just so bad. We have no young guys that's in there for any future. It feels like Adam Gase is just playing for his job. He wants to put any veteran in there that can win, and he's trying to save his job right now. I know Joe Flacco needs to play because Darnold's down, but it's inexcusable for Frank Gore to be getting these reps. And Chris Hogan, I think he is not playing well. For them to target Chris Hogan twice in the red zone for him to get a jump ball in the end zone, no, that is not what Chris Hogan's good at. Why are you calling that play? Oh man, it's so frustrating, but hopefully this Jets team can be somewhat competitive. I do not think that they're going to win at all. Leave a comment down below. Do you think the Jets can pull off the upset? Do you think Joe Flacco is going to play well? Do you think Le'Veon Bell is going to play well in his return? Is this defense going to do anything? Or are we going to create turnovers? We had 3 picks last week, so what do you guys expect? Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions, and smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more Jets content. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace.